We went to the beach and tried to find rocks that looked like each other's eyes. Okay, please tell me you're still together. Yes, we got married last year. If this isn't a cute date idea, I don't know what is. Like, normal date ideas like going to the cinema or going to a cafe or whatever. Fine, great. But this is legit just adorable. I mean, queer people in general, like being obsessed with collecting seemingly random or weird things, but having rocks as decorations that look like each other's eyes that you picked out on a day together. Yes. Definitely, if you have the chance to do this, do this. Come on, this is just really cute. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today we're back at it with some queer memes because why not? You know, but anyways, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water or some tea, whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll continue. In the meantime, also feel free to like and subscribe. Do you have your drink? Okay, let's go. Last night, my little sister, who's in 5th grade, was making an email account. She saw gender, went to click female when she noticed the other choice. She looked at me confused and I started to explain that some people don't fit with strictly male or female. Oh, you mean like transgender and stuff like that? Oh, I was freaked out for a second. I thought they meant robots. Yet another example that kids are more open-minded than adults. She legit, when I didn't know robots were that far progressed that they could like make their own email accounts and everything. I got worried I missed a whole lot of plot there. Like, I don't think by now we're that far off of it, but yeah, it's just kind of funny to see where children's minds go sometimes. You know, alternatively, talk to anyone with ADHD because it will probably go to similar things sometimes. What the hell is that fruit passionate about? My parents try to figure out what to get me for Christmas. I still want to know, what does this original post of what the hell is this fruit passionate about? What does that refer to? Because what? Was there like a series with animated fruit? Or were you actually trying to insult a queer person? And just be like, well, whatever the frick that fruit is passionate about. Like, what is going on? Literally, what is going on? But anyways, I hope your parents figure out what you fruit are passionate about. Or at least if they couldn't just like give you money or something kind of generic. Like, I know it's such an adult gift, but like socks or whatever, or a piece of clothing, or like a coupon for a clothing store, you know, if they can't figure it out. So I met my 6, 8, and 9-year-old cousins for the first time today, and one of them asked me if I'm a girl or a boy, and I told him both. The whole night they alternated between male and female pronouns, and the only question they asked me was, wait, if you're a boy and a girl, what color is your bike? Kids are 500 times more accepting than adults, and it's kinda sad. So what color was your bike? Okay, I can tell you one thing. I had a sort of like red pinkish bike. I've had an orange bike. I've had a black bike. What does that make my gender? Really? Or like, what would people assume my gender is based on the bike color, because whatever bike color you have doesn't actually determine your gender. But yeah, like I said, kids focus on different things than adults, because adults are gonna be like really weird and ask pretty invasive questions sometimes, or just like stupid questions like, no, but what are you really? No, but like where do you go to pee? Like a toilet? you know, like normal people. Yeah, but kids just ask the, for them, important questions, because wanting to know what color your bike is seems kind of fair. And I would honestly rather be asked what color my bike is any day versus other weird questions. By the way, you can use whatever gender seasonings you want. Paint your nails, wear breast forms, wear a binder, pack, tuck, dress however you want, whatever. You're just adding ingredients to your gender soup. Gender soup is somehow very accurate. It's somehow very accurate because there are like endless variations of soup. And even if you tell two people to make a potato soup, the end result will be different. Same way if you tell two women that they're women, the end result of specific gender seasonings that will be going on, like their interests, the way they like to present, will vary. So honestly, gender soup might be my new favorite term because it's just very fair. But also, yeah, just because some people don't put a certain ingredient in their potato gender soup doesn't mean you can't. You know, so if you're a man and you want to paint your nails, you can, even if other men don't. Like, it literally doesn't matter. It's your gender soup, and only you should be able to dictate what you put into your soup, really. Getting jumped by two non-binary people. I'm fighting tooth and nail over here. Okay, listen, if you're a non-binary person with the name tooth or nail, you're kind of obligated to look for the other one, right? The same way if your name is Stone or Stones, you gotta go for like sticks and stones and gotta find a non-binary person named Stick. I don't make the rules, I'm sorry, but you gotta find your name partner. You know? You don't gotta date them or anything. You could. It'd be kind of funny. But you could also just like become friends and just casually hang out and just be introduced as Sticks and Stones or Tooth and Nail. Unbiased lovebird. I didn't care if it was a man or a woman. We are no longer bisexuals. We are unbiased lovebirds. Not saying she is bisexual, but I'm also really not saying she isn't, because what straight explanation would you even have for this? You know, just in a, we're not out here assuming people's sexualities, but that also means not assuming people are straight. And if you say this, I might actually end up assuming you're bisexual. Yeah. Or at least think it's very likely that you are. But yeah, honestly, coming up with cool names, like bisexual, fine. Lesbian, fine. But coming up with alternative names seems like a very queer thing to do. So I'm also kind of questioning this editor who made this caption. Like, are you a little, because I feel like you are. My little sister came out to her parents as trans a few weeks ago, and my mom just told my gran, who was in her 90s. And she's been phoning my mom every day since, saying, "So, when am I going to meet my granddaughter? I'm so looking forward to meeting her." A living legend. This is an appropriate response. You don't have to really understand it. You just have to be chill and be accepting and recognize that people know themselves better than you probably know them. This gran got it. She was like, well, okay, guess I have another granddaughter I didn't know about. Can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited. I'm gonna bake cookies. You know, like, that's an appropriate response. My grandmother had a kind of weird response. She proceeded to tell me a story about some dude who lived down the street for them who lost his penis in a motorcycle accident, and was like, well, I mean, he doesn't have one and he's still a man, so like, does it really make a difference? Which was kind of sweet, but also kind of weird. You know, but I guess she was too far away to bake cookies, so I guess I'll take it. 3 years ago, I was wearing my binder while at lunch with my friend and my mom. I wasn't out to my mom at the time. And my mom kept staring at me weird, and I kept asking her what was up, and she kept saying, "Oh, we'll talk about it later," until she finally texted me, "Where are you, boobs?" I'm cackling. But why do moms always do this? Legit, I think I told this before, like, my mom legit just at some point straight up asked me if I was taking male hormones because she was confused where my boobs had gone because I'd also been binding and wasn't out to her. So yeah, moms can tell. And it will never not be funny to me when they just like deadpan ask things like this, you know, it's just kind of funny. Like, she just wanted to know, you know? Have I ever told y'all the story about how a snake knew I was trans years before I did? Okay, so my 7th grade social studies, 8th grade science teacher, he did both classes somehow, had a snake lovingly named Hisser. Hisser would occasionally be taken out to crawl, and he was held by kids, and when there were fire alarms, Hisser was taken along, usually to his chagrin. This was one of the days we had in class work time, and most of us were just chilling, so Mr. A got Hisser out and started passing him around. Every girl student that he came up to, he would immediately snuggle up to, wrap around their arms, and get cozy. With boy students, he would just sort of sit in the coiled lump that he had been handed in. This was true with just about every single student, and Mr. A said that Hisser likes girls a lot better than guys. And this has been thoroughly proven by Hisser's attitudes. Then Hisser was handed to me. He was a lovable, cold, scaly robe as you would expect, but he didn't coil around my arms. He didn't get cozy, he just sat there. And Mr. A said, that's weird, he usually likes girls. I passed the snake to my friend, and surely enough, Hisser wrapped around her arm and got cozy. I came out as a trans guy about 7 to 8 years later and just recently realized that Hisser was right about me not being a girl all along. I've also decided that whenever anyone asks me why I think I'm a boy, which is my least favorite question ever, I'll just tell them that a snake told me a long time ago. Hisser knows who you are. Hisser does not know silly human perception. Why is this the coolest way? Like, the coolest origin story to figure out you're trans ever? Like, the only thing that might be just... Well, I actually really like snakes, so it's hard to beat, but it's at least at the same level. Like, some trans dude was foretold by a pub witch. Like, his mom was pregnant and at the pub, and the witch was like, "Oh, you're having a boy." And then she was never seen again. No one ever saw her again after that. And then a girl was born, but, well, actually a trans guy. So being foretold by a pub witch and being foretold by a snake is equally legendary, actually. Declaring yourself asexual is actually a form of self-diagnosis. You have no business diagnosing yourself. You're not qualified to evaluate your own biology or psychology. It's literally equivalent to just deciding you're bipolar. It's not a personal identity decision. You have no business diagnosing yourself. Are you implying that gay people can't identify as gay? They have to be diagnosed? Holy crap, this is comedy gold. There's no way you aren't a troll. Tim, your results came back. You're gay. Thanks, dog. There was absolutely no way I could have possibly known that without your official diagnosis. Like, it doesn't surprise me that people have such a hard time understanding asexual people. Like, they already struggle enough with, like, gay. Then it gets progressively worse. Bisexual? No. Pansexual? That's just the same thing. But asexual people, I don't get why it's so hard to understand. Really, I don't, but I kind of do. Like, I don't get it. Like, just because it's not my personal experience doesn't mean other people can have that experience. So it's not hard for me to understand that people aren't asexual. That people might really be sexually attracted to people a lot, of various genders. That's great. Do I sometimes forget about it? And then I'm just like, oh wait. Like, my first reaction is like, oh, they're joking, but then it's like, no, they're not. But I have that second thought, and people don't seem to reach that second thought of, oh wait, no, not everyone's experience is like mine. But seriously, you know that asexual is definitely just a personal identity. It's not a decision, but it's like it's an identity. Like, what are you saying a doctor needs to diagnose it? No, just no. Go to your doctor and ask him to diagnose you as asexual and see your doctor laugh at you. Please do it. I tried to come out as ace, but was told that I'm too young to decide, etc, etc. Later that day, I was told that it's time to choose a career path and start looking at job opportunities. It was a bit annoying because apparently I'm too young to decide if my brain likes the idea of romance or sex, but I'm old enough to choose how the rest of my life will go. I mean, to be fair, nowadays, it's not really rest of your life. Like, our parents or like grandparents' generation, sure, they picked a job and they picked a company and they stayed usually in that company and in that job until they retired. That's not really the thing anymore, but yeah, usually if you at least choose a general field, most people will stay in that field. And honestly, getting that wrong and picking something that you end up really disliking is way more dramatic than picking the wrong label. Like, if you think you're one label and then you figure out, oh wait, no, actually something else is like fits better, it's not that dramatic. Some people might be weird about it, but at the end of the day, it's really not that dramatic. You just figure out more about yourself. But picking the wrong like career is way more complicated. But no, for one thing, you're too young. Sure. But if you were to say, oh, I'm straight, people would just accept that and just be like, yeah, sure, of course you are. Y'all just make no sense. Cis people will be trying to guess your birth name like you're Rumpelstiltskin and it'll save the firstborn. When in fact, it's not gonna impact their life at all. Like, I personally think it's kind of funny when trans people want to tell me that name because it's always hilarious because it does not fit them at all. Like, I've never heard a trans person tell me a name and it never fit, obviously. So to me, it's just kind of funny. But if you don't want to share it, then you don't have to, and people being weird about it is just really annoying. I went to the forest that makes you have multiple pronouns and accidentally touched some poison ivy there. Now I'm it, she. Oh, come on. This is how you make jokes about queer people. It kind of hurts because puns just hurt, but this is how you make jokes about queer people. Trans people are too weak to be in the military. Trans people are too strong to compete in sports. Transphobes. I usually like saying press both buttons on these memes. And in this case, I really wish they hadn't pressed either. You know, but why? I mean, A, make up your mind. But also maybe make up your mind that other people's lives aren't that much of your business and mind your own business, I guess. I just invented a new pride flag for people who have given up on their identities. This one goes out to anyone who knows that they're not cis or straight, but is just plain fed up with thinking about it. Like, seriously, figuring out your identity in this day and age, due to personal reasons, I will be giving up. I prefer the second version with the emoji because it just seems more accurate. Like, on any given day, I will kind of switch between labels. Like, I am ace, but I will very rarely experience sexual attraction. And I'm just like, well, technically, I could also go by this label, or I could go by that label. And usually I just use non-binary just because I'm too tired to explain how I feel about gender. So actually, this flag fits best probably, because like I don't give a shit. I don't want part of any of it. It's just unnecessary. Like, don't we have really more important things to worry about? Because I feel like the answer is yes. Gender is a prison and I chew through the bars. Alternatively, this as a slogan, because it doesn't even have to mean that you are trans. Even as a cis person, you don't have to confine yourself to gender, really, because gender is very heavily performed, and if you just don't want to take part in the performance, just chew through the bars. Doesn't mean you have to not vibe with your gender, doesn't mean you have to, like, you can still identify as a woman or as a man and just be like, no, honestly, apart from that, I don't care. You can keep calling me she, her, or he, him, like, you know, if you're used to it, whatever, I don't care. And do whatever you want. But most people like being imprisoned and try to imprison everyone else with them. Like, if you like staying in that prison, if that's comfy for you, then stay there, but don't try to imprison everyone else with you. Yes, the 4 genders: men, women, rectangle, or clearance. Tag yourself, I guess. Like, I guess I'm gonna go with clearance, because men or women are just out. Rectangle, I don't vibe with the shape of rectangle. It seems kind of just no. So I guess clearance. Cis people think non-binary means 50% girl and 50% boy. I am 0% boy, 80% girl, and 20% something else, and some people are 100% something else. Again, it's like gender soup. The actual soup can still be made up of different things. Maybe it's 20% boy, 20% girl, and 80% something else. It's your soup. Only you know what's in the soup. You know, and the good thing is you can add things to soup. Like if you're gender fluid or something, your soup is gonna change a lot. And then whatever seasonings you put in the soup is gonna depend on the rest of the soup. Really, I like food analogies in general, but the gender soup is very stuck in my mind now. Me consuming any piece of media where 2 women are close friends. Whether it was gay or not, I made it gay. Don't we all do this? Like, legit, if I start reading a book because I think it sounds really cool, and then the main character, who's a woman, suddenly starts talking about this man like she's attracted to him, like, it catches me off guard a bit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not used to not reading queer books, but it was still a good book. I really loved it, but that part did catch me off guard at first. So don't we all do this? Because I was kind of expecting her to find a girlfriend at some point. Until that happened. God. Pray the gay away? Mo, for my inbox is overflowing with starving babies and cancer. I don't have time to fix your kid who isn't broken. I love whoever made this account and posted this, because, yeah, legitimately, like, if you are religious and if you believe in God, wouldn't you agree that he has more important things to worry about? But apparently you don't. Apparently you like being really weird about queer people. Children are so progressive now. I just heard kids arranging a game of house at the park and say, should we have a mom and a dad, or 2 dads? 2 dads, but one is evil. Being evil isn't just for stepmothers anymore. Now one of your gay dads can be evil too, and I think that's beautiful. Like I said, I don't particularly like children. I don't want children. But when I read things like this, I definitely kind of prefer children over adults, because children just don't care. Because most of them haven't learned how to hate yet, so they're just kind of chill about things. Whereas adults really aren't, you know? But the good news is, as an adult, you don't have to be a dickhead. You can just be a chill and accepting person, you know? Anyways, that was all the memes. I'm kind of proud. We did a marathon of queer memes a while back because I had so many saved on my phone. We're actually up to date now. I had to go and collect new memes for this video, which hasn't happened in a while with queer memes, so I'm a bit impressed, you know? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed these memes. I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now, and I'll be back in a few days with my next video.